you? Today, I brought you a recipe for a pie that's absolutely delicious, kind of like a pot pie with that melt-in-your-mouth crust, but much easier to make. In fact, my crust is made in a blender. Best of all, it doesn't have wheat flour, no gluten, and none of that heavy butter or fat. It's delicious, super healthy, and you're going to love it for sure. Stick around until the end, because you won't want to miss this. Before we start, I want to ask you if you like savory pies like this. What's your favorite filling? Write it for me down below in the comments. And go ahead and give the video a like, because that's your way of helping me out, of giving back for all these recipes I come up with so lovingly for you. And if you know someone who loves savory pies and wants a healthy option, share this video and let's grow this chain of kindness together. You'll always find the ingredients and quantities right here in the description. So I'm going to turn on my stove here and start sauteing. Let's start with the filling, because we always begin these savory pies like this. So I'm going to add a little olive oil here and give the garlic and onion a good saute. First, I'm going to add the onion before anything else, because onion has more water activity than garlic. So I like to add the onion first, let it brown, let it sweat a bit, and then I add the garlic. They both belong to the same allium family. Onions are packed with soluble fiber and loaded with quercetin, a powerful polyphenol for our health. And these fibers are interesting because they also help as prebiotics. I'm going to add a little bit of salt here to speed up the process so the onion sweats, and then in a few minutes, I'll be back so we can continue from there. Okay, the onion is already more golden, so now I'll add the garlic. This part goes much faster. Also, don't forget that garlic is super rich in allicin. And here's a cool tip. If you want to boost absorption, chop it about 15 minutes beforehand. It really helps your body absorb it better. I'm going to add a little bit of sweet paprika here. Sweet paprika doesn't have sugar. People sometimes think that sweet paprika has sugar, but no, it has nothing to do with that. Remember that paprika comes from bell peppers and is also very rich in antioxidants, including carotenoids. Look at that wonderful color it gives to our sauté. I'm going to add a bit of black pepper and then put in the chicken to brown and sauté together with the onion and garlic so it can absorb all that flavor. Look, it's nicely sautéed. Now I'm going to add a bit of grated carrot. First, because the carrot will increase the volume of our filling, so it'll be more economical, right? It makes more filling for us to use, using less meat. You all keep asking me for this more and more, ways to save money in daily life. Anyway, making the food go further for more people is really important. But obviously, I'm also adding the carrot here because I think it goes really well with chicken. It's very nutritious, right? Rich in carotenoids, rich in fiber, it has a very pleasant flavor. So I would use it anyway. See how the filling already increases? And carrot is one of those vegetables that the whole family likes. And it's a way for us to end up adding more vegetable here in this mixture. So look, wonderful. Let's make the batter in the blender. Look how easy it is. The base will be rolled oats. If you want to use chickpea flour, that works too. Remember that oats are very rich in fiber, both soluble and insoluble fibers, and the beta-glucan found here helps control cholesterol and regulate the speed of glucose absorption, the sugar, the carbohydrate that's present here. Oats helps with intestinal transit, helps with cholesterol, so it's wonderful. I'm going to finish adding the oats here, and I'll be right back to add the other ingredients so I don't make a mess. To blend with the oats, I'm going to add milk here. I'm using skim milk. If you don't use milk, you can use any plant-based beverage of your choice, okay? Remember that I have a playlist of plant-based milks here, where I teach how to make several, and I'll leave it down below in the description for you. I'm going to add the eggs here, which will also bring protein to this batter, which is a really interesting thing. I'm going to add a little bit of salt here, a little bit of olive oil, an ultra-healthy fat, right? Dough for savory pies is sometimes made with hydrogenated fat with butter. And now a little bit of baking powder to make the dough fluffier. So let's blend this really well, and then we'll assemble our delicious pie. Let's assemble it then. I'm going to put a little bit of the batter on the bottom here, but just the bare minimum. I just want to line my baking dish. Let's add the filling. But before I put the filling in here, I'm going to add a bit of ricotta, which I love. This ricotta is fresh. If you want to use my homemade white cheese recipe from the channel, that works too, because it's creamy, so it's going to blend in nicely here. The cheese is optional, right? Some people like it, some people don't. I think it goes really well with the chicken too. It makes the recipe even richer. But again, it's up to you if you don't want to use it. If you used another type of milk in the batter, like I mentioned, and you don't use milk or cheese, that's totally fine, okay? You can just leave it out. My mouth is watering. It smells so good. Now I'm gonna put this filling in here. I'm gonna put it in here like this, look, kind of spreading it out, because since the batter is liquid, if we just pour everything in here into the baking dish, into the mixture, if you put the whole mixture into the batter, it might mix together, right? And I don't want that. I want it to be really well distributed. So I'm going to spread it all around here, and then we'll add the rest of the batter on top, and then you bake it. It's really practical. I think it's so much better than having to roll out dough to make it, sometimes with parchment paper. Of course, it depends on what you're going for, right? Those are good too, but when you're in a rush during the week, this one is wonderful. For dinner, for a family lunch, it's already a complete, nutritious, and practical meal, because in our daily lives, we don't have much time to spend making complicated things, but we still want delicious and healthy food. So go ahead and make it. You're going to love it. And remember, if you want to substitute the chicken for just vegetables, that works too. Or with leftover ground beef, shredded roast beef. Tell me what kind of filling you would use. I'd love to see your comment. And look, I'm going to put all this filling in here. Now let's add the rest of our batter. And now I'm just going to lower this so we can finish up. Look how practical this is. It's wonderful. If you want to use the air fryer, if yours is big enough, you can do that too. Tell me where you prefer to make it. I'd love to see your comment. I'm going to scrape it all out. And look, it makes a really big pie. It yields a lot, and that's what I like. These days, we have to think about that. On top, I'm going to sprinkle a little sesame, which looks cute and adds more calcium, more vitamin E, more fiber, and I like the flavor too, but again, it's optional. If you don't have sesame or don't want to use it, you don't necessarily need to. Now it's ready to go into the oven. In just a little while, I'll be back with it ready. How wonderful. Just 30 minutes and it's so easy to make, really quick. Now I'm going to cut a piece here because I'm dying to try it. Look at this. Look at what a wonderful pie. Make it at home and you'll love it for sure. Let me get a really big piece here so you can see the inside clearly. It's really packed with filling. Make it at home and you'll love it. I'm going to cut a piece here now. Look. The whole family will love it. Remember to like the video because that really helps me, and to share it with anyone who needs these healthy recipes. Let's expand this chain of kindness together. That's what I want here on the channel. Let's try it. This delicious oat crust, the chicken with the carrot, make it at home and you'll love it. See you next time. Bye.